Hey everybody, this video and these directions are for just my virtual learners. So if you are a face-to-face learner or a face-to-face learner who's going to be home for a day or two, ignore this. You're doing what we're doing here on campus. We're all doing kind of the same assignment, but the way the virtual learners will do it is a little bit different from face-to-face. So again, if you're face-to-face, turn this off. You don't need to watch it. If you're virtual, you do need to watch it. So last week, you should have watched a fairy tale movie and then researched the original fairy tale and compared and contrast the two. So this week, your project is to do a fractured fairy tale. So you're going to be creating your own twist in a fairy tale. I would recommend that you do whatever you watched last week because you obviously have it fresh in your brain and you know it really well, and find a way to like twist it for yourself. But what I mean by that is, for example, we all know the story Sleeping Beauty, but Disney then took it and twisted it and made Maleficent. So we saw the story from the point of view of Maleficent. So that's a way that you could twist it. You can twist it by things like Jack and the Beanstalk. One of my kids, my first year, changed the story by instead of having the beanstalk go up into the sky, it grew down into the earth like a tunnel. And Jack was able to go to the center of the earth and he met all these little scary dwarves at the center of the earth with a bunch of gold and stuff. So that's another way that you can twist a story. I am okay with however you want to twist it, so long as it is a twist and your twist, not something that you stole or got inspiration from something that already exists, if that makes sense. If you want to check and make sure that what you're choosing is okay, you can go ahead and shoot me a message and ask me if what you're doing is okay. But more than likely, I'll say, yes, that's fine. You do what you want to do because it's always a project that I give people a lot of creative control in. So my online learners, once you figured out your fairy tale and how you're going to twist it, you're just going to shoot me a quick little blip in an assignment telling me what you're doing and how you're twisting it. And then by the end of this week, what you need to have done is a scene from that fairy tale. So you're not going to write out the entire play, okay, or the entire story. You're just going to pick one blip from that scene that really shows how you're twisting it. So for example, in my first period class, I've got a group of boys that are doing the Three Little Pigs, but they're doing it from the perspective of the wolf. And instead of the wolf successfully eating the pigs, which is what people would assume is what they would have happen, there's actually a lumberjack that comes along and kills both the pigs and the wolf. But it's told from the perspective of the wolf. So a good example of a scene from that would be maybe when he discovers that he has competition with trying to catch the pigs. And so it's a scene like of them battling it out and fighting over who gets to kill the pigs or take them, and then the wolf dies too. So very brutal example. What's another good example of a scene you could do? Or let's say you do Cinderella, and your twist is that she meets the prince, but he's super annoying and needy and like needs her to be his mom all the time. And she's like, I just left someplace where I get to clean or where I have to clean. And I'm marrying a guy who wants me to clean all the time and like take care of him and baby him. And I'm not here for that. So maybe you write a scene where Cinderella just goes off on everyone and it was like, peace out, I'm out, I'm going to take care of me. So that's a good example of a twist to the fairy tale also. So anyway, by the end of this week, by Friday, your goal as a virtual learner is to have told me the scene you're doing, or not the scene, the play you're doing, and how you're twisting it. And then by Friday, you have a written scene. It should be about a page long, preferably more, because the more detail you give, the more interesting it will be, and the more developed you can make it. And then next week, the next part of the assignment will be to record it and perform it. So again, the reason you're only doing a little scene is because you at home have maybe less people, or maybe you have to do the scene by yourself, and so you have to play multiple parts. So you know your resources at home and what you have the ability to do at home. So keep all of that in mind when you're creating your scene and when you're writing, so that you don't write like 12 characters in one scene, but you only have you and like one other person play all those parts. Unless you have some really creative way that you can think of to work your way around it, I leave it to you. Okay, you figure it out. But be super creative, have fun. This is not something to be very stressed about. The script is how you will get a grade for this week. So long as I have a script for the end of this week, you will get a grade for this week. Next week, the presentation of your scene is a test grade. So it's very much something you need to make sure you get done. So yeah. So if you have any questions for me about anything, shoot me a message. I will get back to you as soon as I can. Good luck. Can't wait to see it.